G'day guys, Josh here with my very first gameplay video for NBA Live Mobile 18. I'm going to jump into some head-to-head. Looks like we've got JCNA 007 on the map, so I'm going to hit him up and play. You can see there 200 coins, 100 fans, 100 XP and 300 rep for winning a head-to-head quarter. So you're getting lots of benefits from playing head-to-head. Rep is a currency that you now earn specifically in head-to-head that allows you to purchase some items and packs in the store. So it's an additional currency that's really nice because you're getting essentially more free stuff just from grinding the game. Now there's been a few changes in gameplay. And as you guys are watching this, I'll probably end up playing 2 head-to-head drives. I just want to comment on what some of those changes are, so you can see that we actually missed that layout. Contested shots are going to drop less this year. There's been some overall balancing in terms of the shots in general. 3-pointers are going to drop much less as well. That was a horrible release, but you can see that it got nowhere near it. You see the rebound also went straight through, or the AI missed that rebound, and I got it I think Westbrook was sitting behind him and he managed to grab that board. Rebounding is something else that's been significantly tweaked in Season 2. If a player has a low rebounding chance, he's going to have a much lower chance of grabbing that rebound, even if he's in a better position. So rebounding is a stat that will actually matter a fair bit. Ooh, that was a tough alley-oop to finish the reverse dunk. That would have been nice, but didn't quite get that. So shooting has been balanced and tweaked quite significantly. If you're making shots like this, like that step back, they're going to have a reduced chance of going in. Contested shots where you're moving and pulling up are going to have less chance of going in, and 3-pointers in general are going to have less chance of going in. Something that's fantastic news for me is that K3, or the step back glitch, has been addressed. So what would happen in Season 1 is if you started a specific animation inside the 3-point line but finish your shot outside the 3-point line, you would get 3 points for making the shot, but it would go in at a much higher rate because it tricked the game into thinking it was a 2-point attempt. So that has been fixed in Season 2. Is not the case at all, so you won't find leagues abusing that in tournaments and things like that. The AI is just smarter in general, and that's on both sides of the ball. So guys are going to, on defense, guys are going to be passing in the passing lanes a little bit more, I should say. I'm trying to think what I'm saying here. So they're going to be in the passing lanes. On offense, they're going to be passing the ball a lot more aggressively. So you'll notice that when you're playing against the AI, it's a little bit harder to get steals because as you approach the player, they'll often pass rather than sitting there waiting for you to swipe at the ball. Another thing that's a significant improvement for me is that when you're using manual switching, which you can turn on and off in your settings, using manual switching on defense, the AI is a lot smarter at choosing what player you switch to. So if you're defending someone and they pass the ball and you hit that switch button, it'll probably switch to the person that's defending the player that's about to receive that pass, whereas in Season 1, often that wouldn't be the case. So that's a really small thing, but for those that use manual switching, which I think is the better way to defend once you've got used to it, it's a massive, massive change in the game. Now, as we jump into our second head-to-head drive against Noobkill, let's see if we can do a little bit better than we did in the first against JCNA 007. I think we ended up winning that drive by +1. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. Oh, what do we have here? Dwight Howard just got fouled shooting. He made the shot and he gets an and-1 attempt. Now, I've shot free throws before, but it's been quite some time. I knew that it was a really slow little shot meter there, but I still didn't get the timing quite right. And obviously D12 is not a great free throw shooter anyway. If you can drive in for layups, I've found that to be the most effective way of scoring in Season 2. You're still going to get guys that contest your shot, and sometimes you risk getting your pass intercepted if you're passing into the cutting lanes, but scoring layups is definitely a much higher percentage shot than anything else. The next best being wide open mid-range shots. You can see here I have a little pump fake party, finally get Carmelo to bite, and Kevin Love's able to drive to the lane uncontested. So what else have they done in terms of gameplay? Well, the stats just matter a lot more. I've already talked about the rebounding stat being significant. Speed actually has more of an impact now. In Season 1, speed more affects their response time and how quick they can change direction, whereas speed this year actually affects their speed on the court. Other stats, for instance, their three-point stats and their shooting, players are going to generally have lower shooting stats overall, and that's going to correlate in shooting being a little bit more difficult and you needing to make better choices in terms of getting shots off. So it's not going to be just a run and gun festival like it was in the first year of NBA Live Mobile, where you just run to the corner and put up a three, or if you're abusing the step back glitch, you'd do that. You actually have to try and get decent shots off or wait for an open lane so you can drive into the basket, which I think is really good. This isn't meant to be a simulation game. It's a bit of an arcade style basketball game, but it's at least better simulating. And look, we got our shot block there. Goaltending has actually been added to the game, so it means you can no longer block shots that way, but it also means that if the AI reaches up and swats a ball as it's on the way down, they will be called for goaltending and your shots will count, which is fantastic. So there's lots of changes, many of them behind the scenes, which won't be immediately apparent, which are just going to result in the game being much better overall, which I really enjoy, because Season 1 did get a little bit silly towards the end there and it got very repetitive with just doing the same thing over and over again. So that's it for my very first gameplay from NBA Live Mobile 18, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching the video. Please make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content.